what's up? It's your girl Lori Painter making a video update for you today. Several of you have reached out to me and asked me, what's going on? How's your book coming along? How's everything going? Haven't heard from you. Where's my video? So first and foremost, I just want to apologize for not being on the up and up and keeping you in the loop. And I also wanted to just be real and candid and share with you that I haven't exactly been in the most creative and inspired flow lately. And I felt like there wasn't much to share, but maybe even in this, there is something to share. Maybe this part of the journey. You know, it's very easy to make a video when everything's going fantastic and wonderful and great and you're feeling inspired and in the flow and alive. And that's wonderful. And I do feel that maybe there is some value here in sharing the other aspects of life, because sometimes we're not always in that flow. And to be honest, that's where I'm at now. I have not been inspired to work on my book at all. As a matter of fact, I stopped working on it in December, mid-December. And I just thought, okay, fine. I know I was in the flow. I was writing for hours and just feeling so there. And like time stood still. And I remember crying as I was writing these things and just really in that space. And then at a certain point, my heart just shut off, and then I was in my head and I just became really critical about the work that I was doing. You know, who wants to read this stuff? And, you know, why are you writing this? It's nothing that fantastic. People have had more difficult things that they've overcome in their life. Why are you sharing this? Who wants to hear it anyway? And I just, in that space, it's like block. I could not hit any move forward zone in that space. And it's kind of funny that the momentum of negativity works just like the momentum of positivity. And, you know, the things that I was doing that were inspiring me, I no longer wanted to do. You know, I write in my gratitude journal almost every night. I stopped wanting to do that. I didn't even want to write in it anymore. I wasn't even feeling in my heart. I was just thinking in my head. There was like this comatose type feeling, especially when it came to the work and my creative work and my writing. I just was like feeling so blocked. And I was continuing that blocked sensation by not working on my gratitude journal, by not spending time envisioning and dreaming and looking at the things that I'm so looking forward to experiencing in this lifetime. And I wasn't spending any time doing my contemplation. And these are the little things that don't seem like a big deal, but they add up. And that's what happened to me. And I stopped doing those things. And I think sometimes maybe I feel like, I've got a good head on my shoulders. I can just, keep moving forward. I'm just fine. And I can logically think it, but not be feeling it. And that's really how I felt. And it wasn't until last week that I was talking with a woman that I have been giving massages to for over 12 years now. And, I just opened up and shared with her that I had been working on a book, but I had stopped. And how it even came about was I was sharing a really difficult time that I'd experienced in my childhood and some of the things that I had gone through. And she was asking me like, oh my gosh, that you must have so much pain and resentment about that. It must be really difficult for you. And I said, no, I'm so thankful for those things. And I truthfully know that there's a lot of people out there that have gone through similar things that are still holding on to that pain and resentment. But I truly in my heart forgive and have moved forward. And I understand that it happened for me, not to me. And she just looked at me and says, wow, not many people have that perspective. Not a lot of people move forward in their life that way. And she said to me, she goes, please finish your book. I really want to read it. And I just remember I just cried because for the first time I was out of my head again and back in my heart. And I came home and I was like, all right, let's get going. And then I sat down and I looked at where I had left off on my editing and then blank, nothing. and I set my timer. I normally set a timer when I write, and I just say, you're not getting up until you've written this amount of time. And I just couldn't, nothing was coming out again. And I was like, what is going on? And I really do feel that it's almost like there's this state, or like this breaking of the surface, if you will, of when you've kind of been dormant, and the spiritual component of you, or your awareness of that, that awakening starts to happen. It's like the blades of grass gotta penetrate through that concrete before anything can happen, and it builds momentum. The daily gratitude journal, and marinating on the feeling of the dreams, and staying connected to your intention and what it is that you want to do in this world, and spending time to contemplate and to flourish and let the ideas expand. There are so many simple things to do that start to bring things up and out through you. And for me, it's the consistency. So where I'm at now is I'm going back to that. I allowed myself to be a brat, and it didn't serve me. Or maybe it did. Maybe it did serve me so that I could share this video with you, because maybe you're going through something like that right now yourself. And I just want to tell you that no, life is not always sunshine and roses when you shift your focus off and into a negative space, which is what I completely did. I let my critic take over and let that just zap the creativity out of me. So just like anything new, maybe this is a really good analogy when you think about going to the gym, and it's like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym, and why, and you just drag and you dread it and whatever. But then when you finally get into it and you go for the first month, and it's really hard and you're sore every day and it sucks, but whatever, you're committed to doing this. And then after the second month and the third month, it starts to feel more rhythmic, more natural. You're jumping into it easier. That's kind of like, on a spiritual level, what I'm working on now, getting back into the daily gratitude and marinating on my dreams and imagining and feeling again out of my head, not judging it, and back into writing. So let's see what happens. I really want to finish this book, and I think I've been in my head saying, you should finish this book. You said you were gonna do it, so why don't you do it? And the more that I was like this to myself, man, the less I really wanted to do it. But when it came to sharing that story with that client of mine, and she was just so shocked by my perspective, did I realize maybe I do have something to share, and maybe this is of value. And I know, because it makes me tear up when I think about it. And so that's where I'm at. And I would love to have said, I would have loved this video to be that I did it, yay, the book is done, and come check it out and all this good stuff. But that's just not where I'm at right now. And I will say that, like I said, I've sat down and I've been completely blocked. So my fingers are crossed. I know that it will open up again, and something bigger than me has got to help me through this part, because I think in anybody's journey, you're going to hit a roadblock that requires something bigger than you to support you, to propel you forward. And babes, that's just where I'm at right now. I need something to propel me forward, to give me the inspiration to follow through on what I know in my heart I want to complete. So I am making a commitment to you now. I am going to be making more video updates and make it more regular. I do feel so rewarded when I just share this stuff with you. As silly as it may sound, it feels good to share it. So I don't know why I stopped doing it. It's like the gym. Why do you stop going to the gym sometimes? You know it feels so good when you're done. It's the same thing for doing this. So I look forward to sharing more with you soon. And thank you so much for all of your kind thoughts and words. And I have received some emails with questions that you have asked me. I will be making videos of those and sharing them with everybody, because I think a lot of people could really relate to some of your questions and get help from that. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to sharing more with you guys soon, okay? light.